Welcome back for another Am I the Asshole? Dungeons & Dragons edition. So I have a short one here this time. Am I the asshole for allowing a beloved NPC to die? My players have been very reckless in Waterdeep, with public kidnappings and basement executions. They have skirted the law a few times, which I and they are having tons of fun doing. Then came the fireball. I rolled checks with advantages for all of the NPCs they left in their base of operation. I had the player characters roll another set of checks. Unfortunately, one character took death by massive damage and perished. One of the player character's siblings and everyone's favorite rambunctious sorcerer. Now my players, also my roommates, walk around dunking on me that I emotionally traumatized them. Like, dudes, I was the only one crying at the table because that NPC was very important. And they had a chance to take her with them multiple times to the bookstore, but no, we don't want her to follow us. She will only slow us down. And now the Warlock of the Raven Queen wants to find a way to bring her back without breaking his pact. Am I the asshole if she just stays dead? Short. I wish there was more information in this write-up. But going strictly by what you said, I don't think you're the asshole at all for a character, NPC or otherwise, dying while you're DMing. Death, whether it's for a player character or an NPC, a good NPC or an evil one, death happens in the game, in Dungeons & Dragons all the time. You're talking about swords and sharp objects. I mean, come on, you're going to poke your eye out takes a whole new meaning when you're literally trying to poke someone's eye out. Death has always been a problem in Dungeons & Dragons. It's always been difficult to deal with, especially when you have a character or an NPC that's been with the group for any length of time. Now, my first reaction as a DM is, let the NPC lie. The NPC is dead. The DM didn't force it. There was no DM's fate. It was a simple roll that got botched. There are consequences. And I'm sorry the players don't like the consequences, but they're going to have to deal with this. But now, on the other hand, you, the DM, also has to deal with the consequences. So you say that this was an important NPC in the game. So right there, that sucks for you, the DM, because now there's a lot of things you're going to have to alter in the game. Will someone else take up some of the slack from that NPC? Are the players going to have to go out on side quests and side missions now to gain information or assistance that they could have gotten from that NPC? It changes a hell of a lot of things up. Most NPCs are not that important in the game, but when one is tied so directly to a party and an adventure, yeah, this is going to be a big deal. But you, the DM, have to deal with this more than the players do, because you have plots and plans. You have things in motion that require certain individuals to be there in game, including this dead NPC. But besides having to rewrite and change things and add new people in and give other NPCs jobs and responsibilities that they did not have or were expected to have, there's another thing you have to deal with as a DM. Your players. Your players are living in a living world. Their characters are there in a living, breathing world. Sure, it's a fantasy world of mind's eye theater. But in order to appreciate the game, there has to be a level of suspension of disbelief. And that's where we find the emotional outbursts that happen at a table. Whether they are someone sitting so angry they flip the table, or someone in tears because a favorite character or NPC has perished. But now you have to deal with the player's actions. And it sounds, from what you wrote here, that they're not taking this lying down. That they want to do something about the fact that this character is dead. They literally, and I quote, want to find a way to bring her back. And the Warlock of the Raven Queen has to do it in a way that sidesteps sort of the pact. This is a classic hero story. This is a classic moment for you, the DM, to pull things up from the floor and get things ready. To have a new side thing happening. You're gonna have this right here is a side quest now. You didn't plan on it. Some side quests are built into stories as, possibilities that the players could run into this, do that, and gain the other thing. But this, no, this is off the fly. Like in a recent game I ran with one of the players contracting lycanthropy. That was not part of the plan at all. So that created an entire side adventure that took an entire day to do. But it was worth it. It was worth it to deal with the problem. It was worth it for the players to feel like they had some control over things. You don't want the players to feel railroaded through the entire adventure, even though they kind of are in most cases. You have to give them the feeling, at the very least, that they're in some sort of control. Otherwise, why are they bothering sitting at your table? And in this case, they want to find a way to bring the character back. Now, I'm not sure how you're running things here, and I don't play Forgotten Realms. I'm not a Faerun guy. I'm a Greyhawk guy, dabbled in Eberron, love Ravenloft, so I'm not sure of the world setting here. But I know in Greyhawk, if you have a cleric in the party high enough level, or you have enough gold on hand, you can get a resurrection spell. But maybe in this world, in this campaign setting, it's a little bit deeper than that. If that's the case, then this truly is a side quest now. Maybe even a whole side mini adventure, not just a one-off quest. They want to bring this character back, then I'm afraid you as the DM have two options. You can either obviously railroad the characters against this action, forcing them not to do what they honestly believe their characters would do in this situation right now, or you're going to have to deal with it. Okay? You're going to have to get out your notebook, get out your pencil, get out a big eraser, and you have to start creating what is going to go on, what they need to do. And if you don't do this for the players, if you railroad them into not allowing them the opportunity to go on a quest to bring a character back from the dead in a fantasy setting like it should happen, then you're an asshole of a DM for doing that. But no, you're not an asshole for letting a beloved NPC die. It happens. The players are the ones that need to get over that. And you just got to get over the fact that now you have to write a side quest for your party because they're not doing what you want them to do. It happens. That's the game. I've had to deal with it so many times I can't even remember most of the times I've had to just ad lib. Sometimes on the spot. You get lucky. Maybe it happens at the end of an adventure or far enough into the adventure that even if it's a little earlier than you planned, you can call it for the day. And that'll give you time between then and the next gaming session to put some stuff together. But if not, if it happens right away early on in your gaming session for game day, then you better damn well know how to be a DM that ad libs, because that's important. But no, you are not the asshole.